Hello YouTube, Assassin here again. Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a balanced druid PvP essence guide. I've been wanting to do one for a while, and yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. So the first three is pretty much the standard combo, which I think a lot of you are going to like and probably use. And the first one is Memory of the Lucid Dream, Vision of Perfection, and Conflict of Strife. The reason why I picked Memory of the Lucid Dreams is because of the Astral Power generation. Allow me to demonstrate for you guys what I mean by this. First, you want to, of course, stop people up like usual. Pop your Incarnation, pop Memory of the Lucid Dreams into a Fear of Balloon, and just go ham on the Star Surges. 2 Star Surges, 3 Star Surges, 4 Star Surges, 5 Star Surges, 6 Star Surges, 7 Star Surge, and then you just want to go from there because it's pretty much out of your Fear of Balloon. Cast another Star Surges for 8, and then that's pretty much right when Memory of the Lucid Dreams has ended, and that was my 9th Star Surge right off the bat. So, of course, it depends on luck. I think I got like 2 from the passive where, like it says, your spells and abilities refund 50% of the Astral Power. So I think that proc twice, so I got like 9 Star Surges. Otherwise, that would have been about 7 Star Surges or 6 Star Surges. I kind of lost track there, so it's either 6 or 7. But you can see that was absolutely insane. It just, you guys know how it is in my videos, if you've seen them, that this is pretty much the standard burst build. If you want to go huge burst, then you're just going to want to go with that. Continuing on here. Vision of Perfection as your minor, because like I said, this is going to be your main burst build. The burst you can do with this is going to be nuts, so you're going to want to burst more often. It's really all there is to it. So with that Vision of Perfection, your Incarnation instead of 3 minutes will be 2.4 minutes. And the newest addition, well, I have had this one for a while, but I just unlocked my 3rd essence, is Conflict of Strife as your 3rd. And the reason why this is because it stacks your versatility. Versatility increases your damage, and more damage in the burst type build is just going to be really nice. And then, of course, versatility reduces the damage you take, increases your healing, etc. So if you got people on you, you'll take less damage, so on and so forth. That's really pretty much all there is to it. So if you want to go for huge burst damage, this will be your go-to. It's pretty much what I run with 99% of the time. And there is a bunch of other combos you can use if you don't want to use this one. So I'll be covering over those next. But also, if you don't have 3 essences, I would go with Memory of the Lucid Dreams and then Vision of Perfection. I wouldn't go Conflict of Strife for your second one. It just depends. Like I said, I know not everybody's going to have 3, but if you have 3, this is what you're going to want to go with. Alright, the next one is a Conflict of Strife and Memory of the Lucid Dreams. You're going to want to always run Memory of the Lucid Dreams as your minor. It's just the 50% refund on Astral Power is just too good to give up, so you're going to always want to run this. The other 2 you can mess around with, but Memory of the Lucid Dreams is just too mandatory, whether it be major or minor. It's up to you. But yeah, so you're probably wondering why Conflict of Strife for the 3rd one. This is basically an anti-melee build. Thanks to Voodoo, who actually showed me this, so all credit pretty much goes to him. I've messed around with it, and I actually really love it, especially if you struggle with melee. The reason why that is because Conflict of Strife gives you Thorns, and you'll have your 4th Honor Talents. I picked Swarm. You could also run Swarm and Cyclone if you don't want to run Moon Aura. I'm not going to go into talents and all that. This is more so just an essence kind of guide. So having that extra Honor Talent to pick whatever you want, I go with Swarm, for example, because having Thorns plus a Disarm is just such anti-melee. It just really annoys the crap out of them. So between Thorns making them kill themselves and just disarming them when and during their burst, etc., it's just too good. So that's the reason why I run Conflict of Strife. Not to mention, it also gives you double versatility if you're stunned and defensive. So if you got stunned and you're sitting in bear form, all that versatility plus the bear form armor, it's just too good. So that's the reason why I run this build. It's kind of a mixture of a defensive type of build plus a little bit of consistent damage. It's not really as bursty, so if you're expecting big burst compared to my Memory of the Lucid Dreams one, I wouldn't really expect it. Of course, Boomkin Burst is still good, don't get me wrong, but it's just more so insane with Memory of the Lucid Dreams. So expect kind of like more so consistent-ish type of damage, plus a more so defensive type of build. So this is more so my defensive / consistent type of build. Second is you can run Vision of Perfection. You don't have to run this because, like I said, it's more so a consistent type of thing. So if you want to run something else, you can exactly do that. It's up to you, but this is my go-to when I play this build. Third is this build. It's with the Crucible of Flame, and this is more so, again, kind of like a consistent type of burst. Consistent damage build. That's really all there is to it with this build. You can also switch out Vision of Perfection again if you want to, but Memory of Lucid Dreams is just too mandatory, so if you only have 2 slots, you use these two. I've tested this around quite a bit, and they both work just fine. And that's really all there is to it. So if you're running this build, make sure to pre-stack 2 flames out ahead of time, if you can. And then pop your burst cooldowns, and then use Consecrated Flame during it. Outside of that, just pop it and use it consistently. So that's really all there is to it. That's just how you play this build. It's just more so a consistent type of Essence build. That's all there is to it. Just to refresh, you can use 3 different builds. Memory of the Lucid Dreams. Hold on, it looks like I gotta wait. There we go. Memory of Lucid Dreams and Strife. This is build number 1. Build number 2 is Conflict of Strife, Memory of Lucid Dreams, and Vision of Perfection. Hold on. It's not letting me put it in there for some reason. There we go. This is build number 2. Make sure you use, if you're going to use this build, I would probably wait for all 3 of these, but you can make it work with just Memory of Lucid Dreams and Conflict of Strife. I think it's just better with all 3 of these, though. But it is still playable, and it's definitely a better against melee. And then the third one is going to be Crucible of Flame with Vision of Perfection and Memory of Lucid Dreams. And like I said before, you're going to always want to use Memory of Lucid Dreams, whether it be major or minor. So if you have 2 slots, use it for these 2. And then the final ones you can use is this build, Vision of Perfection, which I gotta wait until Fortune, because every time apparently when you switch essences, you gotta wait for when you have Flame. But you're gonna want to use this build, Vision of Perfection as your major, Memory of Lucid Dreams, and then Conflict of Strife. So it's kind of similar to the first build, but just switching out the minor around. And the reason why this build is good is because the major has a chance to proc Incarnation, so if you're doing lots of team fights, you get Incarnation proc randomly, and you can get that big Star Surge off randomly because you have Astral Power, because when Incarnation procs, you get Astral Power. But although if you're already in Incarnation, like say you just popped Incarnation right now, and it just magically proc, you won't get the Astral Power, but it will add the time to it. So you just got an extra bit more longer on Incarnation. I think I've had Incarnation up to probably about 40 seconds between my Azurite traits that give me 9 stacks of Incarnation, you know, Arcanic Pulsar, plus using Incarnation myself, plus having this proc. So this is it's not a burst type of build, just because you never know when it's going to proc. It's total luck. I've had procs after procs, and then I haven't had procs in a while. So it's just luck. I would say this is probably my 3rd favorites after the Memory of Lucid Dreams build that I was telling you about, the burst one. And then the Conflict of Strife one is my 2nd favorite, and this would probably be my 3rd, just because you never know when it's going to proc. So the Flame build is probably my 4th favorite, but yeah, this is what you want to use for more so kind of like consistent-ish, burst-ish damage. I don't know what to really call this build. I think it's more so, like I said, consistent burst-ish type of type of build, because once it procs, you can do some massive burst, of course, but it's just you gotta rely on it. And then the consistent damage comes from, of course, the versatility from Strife. If you have the 3rd one. If you're not, then it's more so a burstish type of build, I guess, if you want to call it, because you're going to be, like I said, running Memory of the Lucid Dreams most of the time. All the time as a minor. And the final one I want to show you guys is Essence of the Focusing Iris. And for this one, it's pretty much the same as Flame, except it's more so a huge AoE burst build. That's all this build is. I would only recommend using this on Eye of the Storm or maybe AV towers to just AoE people. I just don't find it that good otherwise. So this is my least favorite, but it does work. It is playable if you want to use it. I would recommend waiting until at least rank 3, just because you can cast it on the move. It's easily interruptible. I just don't feel like it's as good, so that's the reason why it's my least favorite, but it is playable if you want to use it. It's just an extra damage button. I would definitely probably use this on Eye of the Storm more than anything else if you want to play it. Another one I have been eyeballing, but just in case, I haven't really tested that much. As you can see, it's only rank 1. I'm thinking about getting it up. Is Ripple in Space. The teleport might be decent, but I personally haven't tested any build with it. So if you want to mess around with Ripple in Space for a teleport, it's actually could be pretty decent. But that's it. Unfortunately, I don't have the rest of these to really test them out. I feel like Condensed Life Force, if you're a raider, can be good. I'm not a raider. I'll never see it. But I've seen people who use it, and the burst you can do with it is quite good. So if you have this, I feel like it could be good as well. But that's it for this video, guys. I've pretty much said my favorite build at this point. So that's it, guys. And if you have any questions, let me know. But I would definitely recommend at least this one the most, and the Conflict of Strike build. The rest are playable, and I've messed around with it. If you want to try those when you're bored, do it. It actually works out well. But yeah, I think that covers up this guide, guys, and I'll see you guys later.